G'day folks, this is Angela from Tarot as Art coming to you with my fireplace, cold morning in Melbourne, and I thought I would follow up my VR of Unapologetically Out of Print decks with an episode 2 concentrating on the Rider-Waite Smith out of print decks that I have, because they can have their own video because they're living their high life in my room here, and there's so many. So I would get a cuppa. I've got a beautiful herbal cup of tea with my gorgeous Russian blue Cleo on the cover here on this cup, but she's not here right now because she's indisposed, having a nap, so she can't join us. But before we go into it, I did want to thank all the people that have been supporting me through this tarot video journey, and my Instagram and all my favorite tarot tubers. I'm so touched. I've got even more than 2 subscribers, and having over 200 is, I don't know, for me that's like, I'm happy. Kelly Bear, Simon at the Hermit's Cave, Caesar at 78 Porters, Musings by Masha, Nova Mundi Tarot, Honey Lou Wilson, the Thoth expert of the century, I reckon. Honey Lou, wow, keep going. And if I have missed someone, I'll get them on the next one. But it just means the world to me that you're interacting, engaging, and finding my content interesting, I guess. So why don't you come spend some time with me this morning, and let's flip the camera around and have a closer look at all the interesting little goodies I've got for you today. G'day folks, this is Angela from Tarot as Art coming to you from not so sunny Melbourne, but we're fine. So today I'm doing episode 2. Finally, I've been hijacked by the Olympics, folks, and Australia did very well, so I didn't get time to film, but here I am, I'm back, of the Unapologetically Out of Print decks. And I think I'm just going to go through the Rider-Waite Omnibus. So basically these are the basic sort of straight out clones that I've got that are out of print that actually, to be honest, I'm totally in love with. So maybe we'll just start and get into it so it doesn't get too long. So the first one I want to show you, I think, is what's known as the JK Waite. Okay, so this is from Japan, and it is one of my most favorite decks. I'm going to say that about everything, but this is a gorgeous Rider-Waite clone, honestly. It's out of print. I think it was in print in the 70s. Let me try and get it out of the box. Yes, live TV, folks. So here's the innards. So you get it in this sort of, mine came from Japan when I got it. No, they're not cheap, yes. I guess, you've got to be a collector and you've got to love it. So that's that. And it opens up like this. There I am. Maybe I'll get myself out of the way. Let's just, maybe you go over there. So here we are. So it comes in this sort of little kit, and then we've got our gorgeous book, which is all in Japanese. It's very helpful for Japanese readers, I'm sure. It's got that sort of really nice quality paper too. It's very old-fashioned and that sort of cream style, and I like to have it anyway. And there it is, a testament, and it's got that pictorial key to the tarot. Actually, I'll get that. I've got that. So, yes, I've got that too, because, I love, that's a hardcover book I bought. I didn't buy it first hand. I bought it second hand. Nice big print for the, people who wear glasses, all of us getting older. And beautiful pictures of all the cards. And again, amazing paper. Looks like one of those, it's just amazing. But unfortunately, the information in it, I don't know about the information. I don't think it's that helpful for a reader, but, I'll leave that to maybe Robert Farah and some other people who do great book reviews. I want to do some book reviews, but I think theirs are so detailed and good. I get captured by watching other people's. So it comes like this. It's in a little sort of it's a tuck boxy thing. It looks like a leather. It looks like leather. It's not. It's this sort of very hard cardboard. It's got a little clip. And if we put all that aside now, because the mess will ensue for sure, we have the cards. So that's the back of the cards. Absolutely gorgeous. Crimson, I would call that. I don't know what color. I'd call that crimson. And that's some of the cards I'll show you. But what I've done is I have edged them in the same color. And although it's a vintage deck, and it probably, I don't know, in terms of trading it, it probably does decrease its value, but I'm not buying them really to trade them. I'll only trade a deck and move a deck if I don't like a deck, and that happens. I mean, I don't love every deck. Sometimes I get let down, and but I think it does protect them too. So I do use all my cards. So I'll show them like that, I think. Oh, they're upside down. Who knows if they're upside down. But you can see that they, oh look, they've taken Pixie's beautiful drawings. The drawings are the same. I think the expressions on the faces are different, but as you can see, here we go. I mean, here's the big difference. And in all of them, it'll be the major difference is the colouring scheme is just bright and beautiful and just very engaging. I don't know what it is about this deck. Look, the cardstock's okay, easy to shuffle, but nice size, normal size. But it's really, I just love the vibrancy of the deck, and it keeps to me into that 70s theme of bright colors. And I mean, I think the major difference in this deck I do see, apart from, you know, obviously the colors and what they're wearing a little bit, is the expression that you get on their faces. And I think they are very expressive people. Beautiful Knight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles. I mean, look at his face. I just think they're just great. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Oh, wow. I mean, the tower is unbelievable. I just love it. All the red and the vibrancy. I actually love reading with these cards. And you can see here they're numbered, and you've got the letters, the Hebrew letters as well, accompanying it. That makes it quite easier if you're trying to learn it that way. I mean, that's a gorgeous card. They're all gorgeous. I mean, there's just the technique in whoever. I mean, the technique of this, I'm not sure. I mean, it's got the artist's name, I think Tariku Shobo. I'm not sure who the artist is, and I'm not sure who the writer is of the book, and whether they've just got Kaplan to write the book or not, because it's all in Japanese, so I don't know. But I love the deck, and I love the color scheme. So here he is, he's setting up his boundaries, and he's got that red sky. Unbelievable. And it's sort of a beautiful red. It's a watermelon red. The colors are really, really, really nice. Again, the expression on the face. He's got the 5. Look at it. Look at that. 2 in his hand, or 3 in his 2 hands, and 2 on the ground, and he's just focusing on what he lost. Anyway, that's a beautiful, beautiful Japanese deck, and I think the Japanese do a great service to tarot. They've got a great oeuvre of tarot decks. So we'll move on maybe from the 1970s, or basically we're going to stay in the 70s. Really we are, unless we go to the 90s. And the 90s, really, we've got the Universal Waite. I've got this version of the Universal Waite. It's not technically out of print because the Universal Waite you can find anywhere now, but this particular edition, and it says the Universal Waite tarot deck provides a colourful, eye-appealing alternative to the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. Poor Pixie doesn't get a mention on that, but that's fine. It's not really fine, but anyway, I think as time goes on, she'll feature more. And probably Lady Frida Harris too, because their contributions are so significant. So this is the 90s version of that deck, and I absolutely adore it. I love the backs, and it's sort of like a bronze and a blue. I don't even mind the white framing, and not edged because it's in white. It's just too difficult. But I think I've said this before with this deck, like basically it looks like the Derwent pencils, the soft expensive Derwent pencils have been used and coloured in with great craftsmanship and mastery. And I think this is a more traditional deck in terms of the JK Waite. You can see the faces that have got far more expressions, and they're not as sort of inexpressive like these ones. But just the gentleness of this deck. So sometimes when I feel like a more gentle, you know, version of the deck, this is probably the one I pick up. And I think the Tarot Bible, I've got that here too. I shouldn't go in the way of the camera, but I'm pretty sure this deck may use this. I'm not sure. I've always wondered what deck's used in this. But I think I'm wrong actually showing you that, so I'll get out of that. But if anyone knows, maybe tell me in the comments. I'm interested to see which deck the Tarot Bible uses. It's always here at hand. Temperance. You've probably all seen this, but I'll go through them anyway. I mean, the purples, the greens, the reds, and the blue in the purple, and the variation, or the indigo sort of purple within that purple. I mean, I just think that it's absolutely detailed and masterfully done. I actually don't know if this is that different to what's in the shops at the moment. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if it's all that different, so maybe I'm going to buy, you know, Mary Hanson Roberts is the colorist, and we know how good she is. I just want to see if the modern one prints up the same way. And the cardstock is, you know, I love the size. It's nice and sort of proper tarot size, and has sort of a plasticky feel, but I like it. So that's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deck. And again, not so much unapologetically out of print, but I do want to see if the modern version, these beautiful drawings, has the same type of attitude, let's say, as that one. Okay, what's next? Well, we're going to go back to probably I think this deck was conceived in the 1950s. I don't know whether this is an early 1960s version of it, but basically I call this the Ankh Backs, and that's why I love it. And it doesn't tell us much. All it tells us is University Books, New York. It's just very colourful. To me, it's still got a sort of 60s, 50s colour vibe. It's gorgeous. It's bright. And we take the cards out of the box, and you'll see the beauty of the backs, you know. And if you're a little Egyptian file like me, you just love that. It's a pale pink, a hot pink, and again, no edging because it's got the white borders, and it just, I think it's too old to be edged, and when they bleed, I don't particularly, unless I want it. Sometimes I want them to bleed, but not with the old decks, no. So again, very bright colour scheme. I mean, you know, this video is really for people who are really into the RWS and looking at the variations. I mean, Pixie's artwork's been basically left as is. and you've got these very, very sort of very pretty bright colors. Like watching an Elvis movie, you know, Clam Bake or something. You know, it's, you know, those films were filtered in a way where the brightness of the colors and the outfits, and I think it does sing of that era. I think it does really sing of that sort of early 60s color vibe. And again, I love using it. I like the size. The cardstock is beautiful to shuffle. There's an imperfect quality to it. It's sort of, to me, a little bit sort of fuzzy at times. Like that Seven of Pentacles has a fuzzy quality to it. And but, you know, I like that. And you can see the clouds there outlined. And he has, like, look at his face close up. See, it's not a perfect rendition, but, you know, and the sky here looks filthy. I've never been sure whether that is the card or whether that's how it was coloured, but I love that olive green, I've got to say. I don't mind those imperfections, and I think Honeyloo's the same in terms of the Thoth decks that she finds that are imperfect. I find it charming, authentic. Oh, you know, I love this one. The pink little outfit. You know, I just love it. The fish coming out, blue, like his cap. The angel wings. Again, a softer read for me. And yeah, I do use it. And you know, again, shuffles, it's heavy, it's light, but when you shuffle it, it's heavy and it sticks together, and it does a really nice shuffle, an overhand shuffle. I don't you know, that's the worst I'll get with the cards. I'm not going to bridge shuffle them. So when I do readings for clients, I always have about 4 decks on hand. I don't sit and try and shuffle one deck and shuffle the hell out of it till it gets to the point, you know, where it's ready. I don't want to waste too much time doing that. I do shuffle because I like it as a ritual, but I do use more than, I usually have at least 4 decks on hand. If I change spreads, I don't even use it for the, if I do a second spread, I won't use the same, I rarely will use the same deck. Okay, so that's the early 60s, I think. Okay, we'll jump now. I don't want to do it era by era, so I want to jump eras. So here it is. Das Golden Rider. Der Rider. This is the beautiful Golden Rider tarot set. Okay, and this is the German version of it. And I think this 1992 is the decade, and the year and the decade is the 90s. And it looks like those great big old video boxes we used to get at the video shops. Half the viewers don't know what I'm talking about. The Blockbuster videos. We used to go and pick up a video, rent it, not stream anything, return it like a library book. Here's the book that comes with it. It's a great read in German. Again, I can't read it, so I don't use a translator. You know, what's it going to say that I haven't heard, I guess? Am I that desperate to find out? And maybe not, maybe not. But if I could get it in English, I do look around for it. I would get it, and it's in great nick. I don't think it's been used that much. But really, this deck from the 90s, I just absolutely adore. Absolutely adore. Probably my favourite backs of all time. You've probably all seen these. And I've edged it in bronze again, you know. And this one works in bronze because you've got the beautiful bronze border like the Cancelar Tarot. So you've got that, you know, you've got that harmony within the deck, so it doesn't look too out of whack. But this uses a lot of that bronze colour. And hopefully I'll get some cards that will show us the beautiful sort of sunset or sunrise skies. again, I think it's just marvelous. Just absolutely marvelous. And again, those beautiful tones, and I think the command of penmanship and the consistency and the style, you know straight away that it's an artist, and you know it's different. And here's Death. I love this Death card. Again, he's in a red sky, and here he's sort of you've got the it might not be a pope, but you've certainly got some kind of a senior religious, a cardinal or somebody, you know, trying to stop it. Asking for something, mercy or something, in terms of how this is being done. It's a very interesting card. And you've got the orange sun back there. Because you've got here the mother, and it looks like the child. It's just unbelievable deck. And again, look at the colours of the hills, like in the background. And I think we can figure out, you know, we don't really need the English titles. And see the pink at the top? And again, you've got the bronze scales in terms of the light bronze, the dark bronze, and the elegance of all the shades. I don't think this has a kitschy quality at all. I think people may say it does. I don't think it does. I think it's actually a very well executed deck. And I think the artist is absolutely brilliant. And a beautiful, beautiful hermit card. I should keep these out of shot, actually, just to be more surprising. And here's those beautiful skies that we're talking about, that I was talking about. When you watch sunsets, and look at that, just the graduation of it all, and the pink down the bottom, echoing the pink, in the beautiful pink in the middle at the back. It's just such a harmonious deck, so well done. I'll just show one more. You know, for the collectors and the lovers and of this style of tarot, it is brilliant. Okay, from the 90s, where are we going to switch to? Wow, well, okay, let's go to, okay, well, let's go to the Blushing Fool. So this is my Blushing Fool. I haven't looked for him in there, so hopefully he'll come up. So this is 1971, my understanding is. So we just take it out. These are the backs, of course, the plaid backs. It's slightly bowed. I've tried to flatten it. I can't. I bought it on eBay. But I'm very happy with it. Beautiful, beautiful feel. Beautiful quality. Best one ever. And the colours are just sublime. I think the colours are sublime in this. The yellows aren't too bright, and it's not jarring on the eye. To me, it's sort of got a matte quality, but not matte. Bit sateen, but nothing dramatic. I'll just try and find the Fool so we can see him. If he wants to show up, he may not. You know, they hide when they want to. We all know that. We've got the sun like that there. Can't get any better than that, honestly. In terms of reading, I mean, is there a better deck? I don't think so. This deck flows like a dream. If you want a pictorial deck, this is the deck. that you know, it's so masterful in terms of telling the stories and talking to us. I've probably passed it. Here he is. Okay. So here he is. So if we look close enough, if we can focus on him. I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see on his neck, it looks like he has a rash. And he's blushing because he's just gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's taking a risk. He's about to go off the cliff. He's got the dog next to him, the beautiful white rose, and wow. And that error just says it all, because it happened on him, blushing fool. Because he's a fool and he's blushing because he's got no idea. It's absolutely the most gorgeous deck on the universe. I'm just so happy I got it. When I got it for an okay price, not a great price. I mean, you know, people still make money off these, but, you know, again, that's the best style of shuffle it's going to get. It's not going to get too roughly handled. And I use it. I mean, look at that turquoise sky. And we've got here the Magician too. So there's another deck with the Sunburnt Magician with the beautiful lemon skate, and he's got a bit of a sunburn. That's probably one of my, I want to get it, but I'm not in a rush to get it. I'm not in a rush to get any deck really, but it's on my, I'll get it. I missed out on it. I should have gotten it a while ago. I had a great offer with a really good price, and I just dawdled and I lost it. So don't dawdle, guys. That's not, that's the lesson, really. So we move along now. Let's move along, because I'm dawdling. Well, we can compare it now to the blue box, because of course we've got the blue box as well. So this is in my collection, the Waite Company in London. I think this is like 1974, 1975. I'm not sure. It's not a blushing fool. Beautiful box. I do prefer the blue box, sort of has aged more elegantly, let's say, than that yellow tuck box. But, you know, I'm a fan. I've got the book. Sometimes I take the books out. Sometimes I don't. I've got another sort of beautiful box where I've got the books to some of them. So again, similar, almost identical quality to the yellow box from 1971. Almost identical feel. These ones haven't buckled. They're in a nicer state. And the colour scheme again is almost identical. It's very, very elegant. And it's a deck, again, that I love using because I like the shuffle, I like the weight, I like the size, I like the quality. I can't tell the difference outside of the Blushing Fool between this deck, really, and the yellow box from the same sort of early decade. This one has a little bit more sheen, just slightly, but I don't know if I'm imagining it. I'm being really sort of, I don't know, geeky. Look at that. But it's a beautiful deck, and you can get them in Australia. I mean, you can get them in Australia from Australia rather than having to get them from the UK and come in. I think I got the Blushing Fool from Australia as well, to be honest. So there are people here who have it. And there's a beautiful Queen of Cups. And here we are with that sort of, I don't know, that sky, that strange sky. I just love it. And I prefer to use these than, you know. Look, if I'm doing a day of clients and it's back to back and it's really, really, really busy, I might not pull these old ones out. I just might use, you know, different ones, like the Centennial, the more modern ones. But if I have people and I have a few readings sometimes and they're, you know, they're scattered, I pull the nice ones out and have a go at it with those. I'm always very careful though about other people touching the cards. I think that's my issue. So I've stopped asking clients to shuffle a while ago now, because it's just, sometimes they just fly everywhere and what looks easy isn't. So I might get them to, I fan them out and get them to choose them, and cut them, or just cut them and get them to put them together. I think it's another video altogether. Do people let clients shuffle these beautiful antique decks, I call them, when they're using them? So that's this beautiful deck, and the beautiful box that it comes in, and the book, and it's from the Rider Company. So that's that one. Now, moving along. Okay, we're getting down to probably the last four. Okay, probably my favorite for use has to be, I've got this beautiful version here, terrible box of, I got this on eBay. Look at the book. It's just all, it's all notes and tiny handwriting and all sorts of, I don't know, mysterious things. Let's just leave that. It's got a nice energy. I really liked it when I got it. The beautiful backs. I did edge this one. I edged it in a very, it probably doesn't come across here, in a very, very pale sort of gold, because it looked very dirty and I wasn't too impressed with the look of it, but I love using it. It's got a sheen. It's shinier. It's closer to the universal weight, but that perfect size. It's a thin weight, but Albano Waite did an amazing job of the colouring scheme. And I have to be honest, as much as the others are sublime and beautiful and pretty, this is my absolute favourite. Absolute favourite, because it's exactly why other people don't like it is the reason I like it. They say it's gaudy, it's too much, it's there's a vulgarity to it. It's the era. It's late 60s, early 70s. It's psychedelic. It's a Brady Bunch deck. It's, you know, if you watch the Brady Bunch and looked at their kitchen, we had that kitchen in my family, in that era. It really, you know, the colours are really, really strong and really bright, but it reminds me of something that was, for me, a happy time. So how can I not love it? But look at the devil. It's got all those purples and orange, and I just love it. And they're just sort of standing around. Yeah, we're chained. Here we go. Look at his eyes. Gorgeous hermit. He's got a blue sky. I think Albano Waite. I know that this is the 1968 deluxe edition. I've also got a miniature edition. I forgot to take the, oh, well, I'll show you that as well in a second. Let me just get it from there. It's sort of sitting, let's sit you out there for a second. I've got the miniature edition because I love them, you know. Sometimes when I clarify, it's nice to clarify with miniatures. Obviously, I mean, I've got modern miniatures, but I love this one. Look at that blue. And I mean, this is the, you know, this is the kitchen colour of 1971, I reckon. It's sort of this weird green. And the sky's that green. I don't know. It's just beautiful. And here it is orange. And his stockings and look at the horse. How gorgeous is that? And I just think it's, you know, it's a step up from the pink Ankh Backs, I think, for me, because this is really the colour scheme I really love. These colours are, to me, totally, you know, late 1960s, early 1970s. And for me, they bring a sense of joy and happiness. It's sunny. I don't know. It's always sunny in 1968. Probably a lot of terrible things were happening around the world, no doubt. I'll show a few more, but this is my favourite. So that's that one. And there's the beautiful sun. It's just vibrant as. And then I've got the miniature from the same year. So they're the backs. Again, I edged it in the same gold because it needed edging. And it's the same. This is actually a bit tougher than this one. So if you if you look at it there, you put them, I mean, side to side in terms of the size. I think you can see the size, you know, when they're miniature, how miniature they are, and how gorgeous they are. These have got a slight colour difference to the main ones. They're not, the printing's a little bit different, but I just love the feel of them. I love that they're miniature. I love miniature things. And there's the tower. It's not like for like in terms of the colours. If you do bring the colours up, you might see if I find the tower. I'm losing it now. Yes, that always happens. Why, folks, is it when we look for cards, we just get stuck? There it is. Okay. You'll see it's just not exactly the same. And the clarity of the cards isn't, you know, super either. But I just love using them. And here's, you know, the 9 of Swords. So that's all of that. So that's just fantastic. So they're both those decks there. For anyone that's curious. The Albano Waite, and the modern version is different in terms of the colours and everything like that. The modern version, I think the violets and the purples have turned sort of grey, and it's not of the era. So you really have to get the old one if you want the beauty of it. I haven't even bothered. I've seen too many videos on the new ones to really bother with it. I'm not going to spend money on it. I'm not going to use it. The next one that I want to do, probably maybe my favourite as well, but I don't use it all the time, and it's not, I prefer the Albano Waite, but here we are, the Hoi Polloi. Of course, I've got the Hoi Polloi. Had to get the Hoi Polloi. And inside the Hoi Polloi, we get the, you know, that whole book. Stuart Kaplan again, the keys. And here it is on the inside. I've tried to keep them in their boxes and stuff like that because they're, you know, they're gorgeous. This is something I wanted for a long time. I actually ended up getting it for really a very cheap price, so I was really happy with it. I don't know exactly what version it is. I mean, if we trust the paperwork, I think I've you know, sometimes you trust it, sometimes you don't, where it may have a year. This says 1972. And again, this is a little bit different in the 70s. This does remind me, I'll give it a shuffle before I take it out. This does remind me of, see that it's also got, what I love is when they have these sort of covering cards. A lot of decks do that. They give you the additional cards. And you get blank cards with both the Blushing Fool and the blue box. You do get 2 additional blank cards. Again, I've got them separated out. But again, shuffle this. There's the back one. So that's there. You can see I don't use it much because they're in there. But and I don't use it much, to be honest, because the card quality is not really good. I mean, it's not the Albano Waite. I don't mind, but this is very papery. You know, I don't think they spend a lot of time and money on trying to get a really good feeling deck. And again, won't be edged because it just won't look good. But here's, you know, here's the quality that we're talking about in terms of, I was going to shuffle the colouring and the cards. And it looks like someone got texters. I don't know what you call texters. Maybe Sharpies if people understand what they are, but we call them texters in Australia. Well, in those days, I don't know what anyone calls them now. And coloured in inside and got it all wrong and half right. And, you know, the browns are coming into it now. Sort of that 70s brown love affair of, you know, poo brown, diarrhea brown. And the buildings went mission brown. Yeah, but I love it still. And he's, you know, the purple cloak rather than the grey or black one. But you see clearly that, you know, when you have a good look, and the devil's the devil's pink because it's it's Barbie when she's not Barbie. No, okay. Oh goodness, why do they do in pink? I don't understand. But you can see here, you know, the stocking, and you can see clearly the colours aren't, it's coloured in. I think it's meant to look like that. Like some, you know, someone picked up a packet of textures and coloured it in. And it's sort of fluorescent in terms of its colour scheme. Maybe that's why it's not my favourite, because the fluorescence, they're going into the 80s when they get fluorescent, I think, and I just didn't love that colour scheme as much as I loved the 70s colour schemes, which were more primary, I think, also in terms of what they were. But here's the Hoi Polloi in all its glory, and it gives great reads. You know, when you read with these cards, it's got the beautiful keys at the back. So I will follow this up with, you'll probably know what's coming next. And it's not really an out of print deck, but outside of the Blushing Fool and the JK Waite, I really think, yeah, Albano is, you know, something I'd use every day. If I wasn't so precious with it, because they're not cheap, I would use that with, you know, most of the clients. And of course, I've got my favourite. I mean, I'll do another video. Of course, I've got my other clones like the Morgan Greer and the Centennial versions and all those. But they're not really out of print, so I didn't really want to go into that. But, I mean, that's the gorgeous Hoi Polloi. But I think if we do the Hoi Polloi, what's not out of print, and if you do want to find something that I think is of great value and just an absolute dream, is this Moon Baby tarot deck. And cards that tell people about themselves and their future. So here we are. This is the limited edition 2022. And I'll just, and Brant Palazzo, who's the creator, that's his beautiful signature there. Just a pleasure to deal with, got to be honest. Beautiful soul. Probably doesn't remember me, but it's just nice when you get that. And then it comes with this gorgeous 70s fold out booklet thing. We'll see more of those because I've got these 70s Italian decks I'm going to go through. So they've got that style too, a lot of them. And it's very of the era. Love it. Beautiful feel. And these aren't, as I said before, these are not in any way, I think you can still get it. I'm not sure. I don't know if you can get this particular version, because of this particular version I loved because I love lime green. Because, you know, I love gaudy things. I've got that gaudy thing. And at the back is the same key. So we've got this same thing happening. And it's an homage, really, to the Hoi Polloi. And, you know, it's cheaper than the Hoi Polloi. I mean, it's not, in Australia, as I said, it's not cheap because it's got a fly here from, I don't know, everywhere. But this particular version uses a lot of pinks and oranges, like in the... It's got that scheme. There's another version, I think, that came before this that was a little bit different, but the colours were beautiful. This is quite a solid cardstock. It's something I don't love. It's too hard. It's a little bit too thick for me. So I find that if I can only shuffle it overhand. I mean, I've used it a lot, so it's pretty much loosened up, but it was really difficult at the beginning to get it to shuffle it all, because it's quite a hard deck. It hasn't got a softness, but it's absolutely divine. I just love those backs, and I love the colors. And what I love is that sort of cream background that's used a lot. And to me, that's why I love the Aquarian Tarot too. It gives me peace when I use it. It doesn't crowd me. and I can concentrate directly on the image. And she's got that big cup there. Everyone's tanned in this deck, which is, you know, another thing as well. All the different colors, which I also like. I mean, he's kept to the, you know, he's kept to the pixie style, but he sort of changed all the colors, and I like that about it, that he's used that darker color on the skin and put the white in the background. I think it's gorgeous, and it works. It's beautiful. And you've got the death card there as well, with the pink and the lime green. I mean, what a combination. It's just fantastic. It's like that old, I think it's still around, the mascara from Maybelline. I think it's lime green and bright pink. What a hit that was. I mean, again, this sort of harks back to the era, although the font on this, in terms of the lettering, is different. You got this sort of more gothic style here, the goth horror, Hammer horror movie style, and here you got that rounded 70s sort of swirly style, which is gorgeous as well. But it's not out of print, but I thought I'd show it just for those people. If you do want a Hoi Polloi and, you know, you can't get it, or, you know, this is cheaper, because the Hoi Polloi can sort of, this is a great little deck in a great little box, and hopefully it's still around and you can still get it. And I think in terms of finishing, I'm going to finish with our current yellow boxes, and I'm going to say something. So here we are with a yellow box. You can get this from anywhere. In Australia, you can get it from like Big W, which is just, you know, low-end department store, cheaper prices. It always comes in a tuck box. It's always sealed with cellophane, and you can use this for clients. If you want to learn tarot, why not? Just get this deck. To me, again, I like the thickness. It's glossier than and shinier and coat. It's got a plasticky feel. I love it. I don't mind it. I like the colour schemes of the other eras. I prefer that to these, but that doesn't mean I don't read with these, and I don't like reading with these. It's hardy, it's plastic, it's to the point. Playbacks are the same. Nothing's changed. The colours change. That's fine. And here, and again, you know, when you're reading the cards, you read the cards. Read the images that you're getting, you know. But this, what happened was here, let me get a major, here we go. What happened? What I like is this. This is Pixie's writing on the cards, her artwork. This is Pixie's cards. And these are in store. And so now when you buy this deck, you do get the original and only authorized Rider-Waite tarot. Okay, whatever. But I refer that to the font, because a few years back, before COVID, you see I don't use this one because it's all like that. We got this nonsense. The nonsense of all nonsense. Where is it? We got font from the computer. Like, what was it? Times New Roman? I don't know what happened. Why would they have done that? It's probably going to be a collector's item. I think they've stopped printing that now. But I had that deck, and I hated it. I could see that was the case. I've kept it for collecting reasons, because it's probably going to sort of, people are going to say, you know, that's another sort of point of difference, where they did this stupid, you know, they did this. And no one was happy with that. I mean, who wants that? Why bother changing that? And why make it so sort of mass-produced and take the personality out of Pixie and the images? It's just not good. The colours are sort of the same, the feel is the same, but you have got that differential. And because you have, I think US Games went on a path of I don't know where. But that is definitely definitely sort of a collection that is sort of still increasing for me. I don't know if this video was too long. I'm hoping it wasn't too long, but and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm sorry if you can't get the decks or they're out of people's price ranges, but I hope you've enjoyed at least a walkthrough of them and to see what's available out there. If you love that sort of beautiful Rider Waite style, and I love looking at certain decks just using that style, and I don't really have to read in any other deck in any other style, to be honest. I can just read in that style. So and it's good to have the variations as well, I think, if you're a collector, just to see what's happening through the eras. Like, I do try and buy a yellow box every couple of years because I just want to see what's going on. Have they changed it? Have they not changed it? Is it the same? Is it not the same? Like with that font, that was just, I don't know, nonsense and heartbreaking, but they obviously got kickback and they've reverted back. And I know a lot of people don't like the US Games yellow box and whinge about it, but as I said, I think it's a great working deck, and I think it's fantastic. So I'll end there, and until next time, I have other out of print decks and other little goodies to show you. So until the next time, bye for now.